Hello my dear students, welcome to the class of 11th English Medium. Statistics Chapter 2, Presentation of Data, brought to you by Vitan Sir. In the previous tutorial, we studied about what is tabulation, what are its types, etc. Now in this tutorial, I will start directly with the sums for that. First I will start with the sums of exercise 2.2. In that first question, there were 1400 students studying in a commerce college. Okay, among them 855 were boys, and of them 225 boys were in the second year. Okay, in the second year, the number of boys and the number of girls are equal. Okay, among the 550 students of the first year, the proportion of number of boys and girls is 3:2. I hope you know how to calculate the proportions. Okay, in the third year, number of boys is 3 times the number of girls. Okay, that is 3:1. Okay, boys are 3, girls are 1, so 3:1. Remember that. Represent the above information in a table. Now the first step towards solving a question of a tabulation is determining the attributes included in it. Okay, we will reread the question. Among them 855 are boys and girls. If you see the question, boys and girls are given, so that will be our first attribute, that is gender, boys and girls. Second thing, if you see the first year, the second year, the third year, etc., words are mentioned. Now they are the college students, so college has FY, SYTY, that is the first year, second year and third year. So years, first, second and third. Okay, no other attribute is seen in this question, so we will be preparing table according to these two attributes which we have here. And the title of the table showing distribution of students on the basis of gender and college year of a commerce college. Now this is a title which is compulsory to be shown. Now we have first of all we have the gender, second we have the year. So here I will show vertically as first year, second year, third year. Gender I will show horizontally as boys and girls, and totals will be there at the end of gender and at the end of years. So the table will look like this. Okay, vertically I have to show the years, so first, second, third, and the last will be total. Okay, but that we will show afterwards. Now horizontally I am showing the gender, that is boys and girls, then totals and totals. Okay, now this will be our table. You must know how to prepare a table properly, because if you don't know how to make a table, you are never going to be able to solve the sum. Now we have to go step by step in understanding the question and putting the values in it. There were 1400 students studying in commerce college. Okay, now what we are going to do here is that we are going to write down that 1400 in this cell here, total and total, where these two totals collide. This is called the grand total, and here the total of the whole data is written. Now 1400 students are there, so I will write down 1400 in this cell. Among them 855 were boys. Okay, so I will write down 855 in the boys total. Okay, boys were there, but boys have 1, 2, 3 and 4 spaces. Among them this will be the first year boys, second year boys, third year boys, but among the total students 855 were boys, so that means the total number of boys were 855. Among them 225 boys were in the second year, so in this range the second year cell is here, so that will be 225 boys. Okay, now after this the content is given, but let us be clear here. Total students are 1400, boys are 855, so naturally the difference between the total and the boys will be the amount of girls, that is 545. Now what I want you guys to remember here, this is something which was not given in the question, but to fill up the table we have to calculate this, and there will be many values which we will be calculating on our own. This will not be given in the question itself, so I am marking these values with red color. Okay, now you can use two colored ball pens, or you can mark it with an asterisk or a plus sign or something symbol to show that that value was calculated. It was not given in the question. It is compulsory to mark the values which were not given in the question and we have calculated on our own. Moving on, in the second year the number of boys and girls are equal. Okay, now 225 boys are there and girls are equal to boys, that means the number of girls will also be 225. Now because we have the total of boys and girls of second year, we will just make the total in the total column here as 450, that is the second year total students. Next, among 550 students of the first year, that means the first year has total 550 students. The proportion of boys and girls is 3:2. Now you must know how to calculate the proportion. So take your calculus, 550 multiplied by 3 upon 5 and 550 multiplied by 2 upon 5. You will get boys as 330 and girls as 220. Now in the third year, number of boys is 3 times the number of girls. But before that, total students are 1400. First year are 550, second year are 450. So naturally we can find the difference, that is 400, and boys and girls are 3 times and 1 times, so that is 3:1. So we will distribute this 400 into 3:1, that is 400 multiplied by 3 upon 4 and 400 multiplied by 1 upon 4. Your answer here will be 300 and 100. So this is something which we had to calculate because the value was not given in the question. And with this your whole table is over. Okay, so this is how you solve a sum of tabulation. Let us move forward to one other question. Now we will start with question number 2. 1600 employees are working in an office. Among these employees, the number of men exceeded the number of women. So men and women is given. So our first attribute here is gender, men, women. Yes, men exceeded the number of women by 15%. Now that is the calculation I will show you afterwards. The number of unmarried employees are 800 less than the number of married employees. Married and unmarried, that is marital status, that is married, unmarried. Calculation of this I will show you afterwards. The number of unmarried women is 195. That means in the whole question only 2 attributes are there, gender and marital status. Now depending on these 2 attributes, we are going to give the title, that the table showing distribution of employees working in an office on the basis of gender and marital status. Now gender I am going to show vertically, so it will be gender, men, women, total. Horizontally I am going to show marital status, so marital status will have married, unmarried, and the last will be total. So the table will look something like this: gender, men, women, marital status, married, unmarried, total, totals. Okay, and now I have to again start with my question. So fill up the values. The absent values we will fill up using the differences or addition or subtractions. First of all, 1600 employees are working in an office, that means the grand total of the whole question is 1600. Next, number of men exceeded the number of women by 15%. For this I am showing the calculation like this, that men and women include 100% of the data. Men exceed women by 15%, that means men is equal to women plus 15%. So what I am going to do, I am going to replace the men with women plus 15% in the equation. So women plus 15% becomes 100%. So 2 times women are there, 15% will go to subtraction, so 100 minus 15, and twice women will be divided, so 100 minus 15 will be divided by 2. Your answer here, if you use your calculus or brains, it will be 42.5%. That means the women are 42.5% of the total population, that is 1600. So 1600 multiplied by 42.5% will get you 680, and when you get the difference of it for man, you will get 920. Okay, so that is the number of total men and women in the office, that is 920 and 620. The second statement, the number of unmarried employees are 800 less than the number of married employees. This again follows the same principle, that married plus unmarried are 1600 and married are unmarried plus 800. So I will replace married with unmarried plus 800, so twice unmarried plus 800, and when I say change the sides, 1600 minus 800 divided by 2 will get you total number of unmarried at 400, and when you get the difference with the total, you will get 1200. Now the question that unmarried women is 195 is given. So unmarried and women, the place where women and unmarried intersect, at that place we are going to write 195. Now rest of the values we can find using the differences. You can either get the horizontal difference, you can get the vertical differences, whatever you want, the answers will be same. In the rarest of the rare cases that you make a mistake using your calci, else you will get the same answer. So with this, our answer for this question is over. Next, I am taking an illustration here because this is a bit of a interesting illustration. In a university, out of total 50,000 students, 35% are in a commerce faculty. Okay, we are getting a faculty here: commerce, arts, science, engineering, and medical. Okay, the first attribute here is the faculty, which is commerce, arts, science, engineering, and medical. The second here is the number of boys and girls. Okay, so that is boys and girls gender. So table showing distribution of university students on the basis of gender and faculty is what we are going to show here. As you know, the faculty was given first, so that I will show in the vertical columns here: commerce, arts, science, engineering, and medical. And boys and girls, that's gender here, boys and girls, the last, total and total. Okay, so first time we don't need to read the whole sum, we just need to check out what are the attributes given in the question. In the next step, we are going to read the whole sum step by step and put the answers. In a university, out of total 50,000 students, that means the grand total here, the total's total is 50,000, of which 35% are in commerce faculty. Read the question very carefully. 35% are in commerce faculty. Multiply 50,000 with 35%, that will be the total of the commerce, 17,500. The total of commerce, they have not decided whether they are boys or girls, so that's just a total of the commerce. 30% are in arts, so 30% of 50,000 will be written in front of arts in the column of total, 15,000. Science is 20%, that is 10,000. 10% are in engineering, and remaining 5% are in medical faculty, but I have written is at red. Even if 5% was not given, we could have just made a total of commerce, arts, science, engineering and subtracted it from the total to get 2,500 of the medical. So 5%, even if it is not given, we can find it out. Next, we start with the boys and girls. In the commerce faculty, the ratio of boys and girls is 4:3. So naturally, you have to multiply 17,500 with 4:3. So 17,500 multiplied by 4 upon 7 and 17,500 multiplied by 3 upon 7. That way you will get 10,000 and 7,500 as boys and girls of the commerce faculty. Next, number of girls is double than that of boys in arts. Okay, so that means the ratio between boys and girls are double, so 2, and boys are single, so 1. So 1:2. So we have to distribute 15,000 of arts in 1:2. Girls are double of boys, so girls we will take as 2, boys we will take as 1, and 1:2 of 15,000 will be 5,000 and 10,000. Now ratios are something which you have already studied in your primary elementary schooling, so I am not going to reteach you guys right now. Next, science and engineering, there are 60% and 70% boys respectively. Okay, science total students are 10,000 and 60% boys for science. So 10,000, 60% is 6,000, and naturally I will get the difference here for girls, so that is 4,000. 70% boys in the engineering, so 5,000, 70% is 3,500, and the difference will be girls, that is 1,500. And for medical, girls and boys are equal. Now we know the total of medical is 2,500. Equal means half, 1,250, 1,250. Just make the vertical totals and you are done with your sum here. Okay, that was just that easy as that. Just calculate the percentages and all that and you are done. Now what I am going to do, I am going to start with a sum which is a bigger than the previous sums. How? We will see in a bit. Out of the total 1850 women working in a factory, 549 was residing in a labor area. Okay, this is something about an area, but just labor area is there. Let us be very clear. Women is given, but men is not given yet. So we are not sure whether they are men and women or just women. So not sure whether they are married gender or not. Let's check out the sum first. Out of total married women, so married is something that labor area 250 had experience, so experience is also there, experience and inexperienced. Okay, one attribute is work experience, the number of experienced and experienced women from other area. Okay, so first is area, labor and other. Men has not been mentioned in the whole question, so we are not getting gender here because only one gender is there, so that is not a need for distribution. Second is the marital status, you know, married and unmarried. And last one is the experience, that is the work experience, that is experienced and inexperienced. Okay, clear with that? Let us start with our title here. Table showing distribution of women on the basis of residence area, marital status and work experience. Okay, working in a factory. Now this is a question with three attributes. To draw a table for this, vertically we are only going to show one attribute, that is the first one, area, labor and other. Horizontally we will have to show two attributes, so one of them will be the heading, second will be the sub points. So the second attribute here is marital status, so that I will show as a main attribute in the horizontal columns, and for each married unmarried points I will show experienced and inexperienced values. So actually your table will look something like this. Okay, marital status, married, unmarried, total, and under that I will write afterwards. Next is area, that is labor and other areas, total I will write that. And now for each married and unmarried and even total I will have to write experienced, inexperienced, total, experienced, inexperienced, total, experienced, inexperienced, total. So are you getting the point here, that if it would have been just two attributes, that is area and marital status, then we would have been done it like the previous sums, but one additional value attribute was given, so that attribute must collide with each and every value of the other attribute. So this table becomes this big because three attributes are there. The major attribute is area, the secondary is marital status, and third is the experience and inexperience. So this is how you prepare your table. As you can see here, there are so many totals here, but for example the area wise total, the last total is the grand total for each value. In marital status we have married, then total means the total values of the marrieds, unmarried means the total values of the unmarried, and the last total gives us total of labor, other, grand total, experience, inexperience. Many totals are available in that also. So please pay very minute attention to how I write the values here, because that will decide how you will do in the future also. Out of total 1850 women working in a factory. Okay, the grand total here is 1850, so naturally we will write that grand total in the total of total, that is in the very bottom right cell we are going to write the grand total, of which 549 resided in the labor area. Okay, we are still talking about the grand total, but this time this is a grand total of the labor area. Now labor area grand total is 549. Chalo, let us also calculate the difference of the labor area with the total. We will get the women residing in the other area grand total. Okay, these are all the totals here, but labor area total and other area total. Out of total married women of labor area, now we are not talking about grand total here, we are talking about total married women. So now we have to go to the section of the married women, total married women of labor area. So married women of labor area, we are talking about married and labor. Now in that we have experience, inexperience, total 3 points, of which 250 had experience. That means out of the married labor area women, 250 had experience and 93 did not have experience. So let's just make a total of experience and inexperience, and we will get the total of the married women of labor area, that is 343. Okay, so this is how you do it: married women labor area experienced, married women labor area inexperienced, married women labor area total. The number of experienced and inexperienced women from other area was 87 and 400 respectively. Notice how there is just a comma. This whole sentence is continued. So we are still talking about the married women here, but from the other area. So married women other area experienced is 87, inexperienced is 400, and the total is 487. Now let's just see, make a total here because we already have the values. So the married women experience total is 337, married women inexperience is 493, and married total, the total of the married women is 830. Okay, that was just from the first sentence. Next, the total number of inexperienced women was 1336. Now here no married, unmarried is mentioned. So we can't write it in married or unmarried. Here total value is given. So we have to write them in the total section. And in that total of the inexperience, okay, total section inexperience. But again no area is mentioned. So total inexperience, once again, total we are going to write 1336. Now if we know that out of 1850 total women, if 1336 are inexperienced, so naturally the experienced women will be 514. Just get the difference. 136 were from labor area. Okay, inexperienced women total 136 were from the labor area, so naturally we can find the difference, that is 1200 were from the other area. Okay, I think you remember that red means we are calculating it, not given in the question. Out of total women 1020 were unmarried. Okay, out of total unmarried women total once again is but before that my mistake here, before that let us find the difference here. Okay, just get the total minus inexperience 413, total minus inexperience 101. Next 1020, the total of the unmarried women, no experience, inexperience, no labor other, that means the whole, this whole section total is 1020. Among them the experienced women, okay, among them the experienced women from labor area and from other area are 163 and 14 respectively. 163 and 14. So just make it total, that is total unmarried experienced women are 177. Now how to fill up the remaining table? You see here the total of experienced values. I hope you guys see here. So how we do it? First of all, the total of labor area women are 549, okay, of which married women are 343. So we can get the difference for unmarried women. Similarly, total of other area is 1301, of which the married are 487. So we can get the difference for unmarried, okay. Then similarly, total of inexperienced women of labor area are 136, and of which inexperienced women married are 93. So we can get a difference for unmarried. And then inexperienced other area 1200, of which 400 are married. So how many unmarried? We can get step by step difference for that values. So we just did that, okay, we got the difference. This is total for married, total for unmarried, total for all. Okay, so just assume this is a data of only two attributes. So total of total of unmarried, total of married, you can easily get the difference here, right? 343 are married, total are 549. So how many unmarried? 487 are married, total is 1301. How many are unmarried? Similarly, 136 are inexperienced, 93 are married. So how many unmarried? Similarly, 1200 are inexperienced total, of which 400 are married. How many unmarried? Make a vertical total, get a difference, whatever you want to do, you can. There are so many ways of solving this tables. Now with this I end my today's tutorial. This one was a bit bigger because tables are always longer. It takes a long time to explain them. Next time I will take some other sums of the tabulation, and with that I will end this particular topic. So till then, stay tuned, stay home, stay safe.